stupid dick.
Hi, everybody. Honest in the morning, WNBC. WNBC. Now it's Midnight's Edge after dark. What's going on, everybody? I'm, of course, your Nary Supremus Robot Shlomo, coming to you from Shabby Road Studios. As with me, as always, Mr. Tom Connors.
That's what they keep telling me.
Today's show, Billy D. Williams speaks out. I'm not gay. Star Wars is for kids, Dawg. Again. It's PG-13. You got to be 13 years old to see it.
Kids don't like Star Wars. If they did, they would be shredding toys by the masses. You know, unless you want your kid to play with the art of the C-3PO butt plug.
That's right. And that voice you hear is none other than your favorite YouTube Barbie.
I don't have my camera on.
He has an Emmy, an SB, a Tony Lefafka, a Emmy. She once won a Pulitzer.
And layaway at Kmart.
Peabody.
I'm on layaway?
BA.
No, you have layaway. Like you have things put on layaway. It was a joke.
Oh, no, I pay cash.
I know, it was a joke. It just happened to roll with it.
She has a BA, a BS, an MBA, PhD. She's both an Earl and an OBE, which makes her an earlobe. Your favorite YouTube Harpy, Miss Mega Random.
Hello. Busily editing away all afternoon on the Baby Yoda show. The review.
Baby Yoda.
Put a lot of work into this one, so watch it.
West Nile Chan sent $5. Did you guys see the audio of Monday Matt dunking on Midnight's Edge who stopped returning whose calls? News to me, unless it's still stuff from a while ago.
No, because who?
I thought we were going to change that number, Tom.
I don't know. I quit talking.
Yeah, so let's just turn the lights off. Maybe he'll go away.
Who downvoted? We could probably imagine who.
I'll give you one guess.
What we got to talk? Michael Keller says, "Rob, stop the music." I'm like the Village People. I can't stop the music.
You can't play the song or else we'll get copy claimed.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
Hey now.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man.
Oh my.
Well, somebody who's not singing YMCA, Rob, who's not singing it, would be Mr. Billy D. Williams.
That's right. I'm not singing YMCA. You know why? Because I've never sucked a dick in my life. That's why.
Well, I don't think he said that per se, but he's like, what? What is gender fluid? I'm not gay.
Gender fluid? That's what you put in your transmission?
We change that every few months on that Mega Random girl, but my gender fluid is Colt 45. Works every time.
I thought I was supposed to get some gender fluid at AutoZone or Pep Boys. Those big headed dudes, Manny, Mo, and Jack. What about them dudes? Why are their heads so big?
Oh my God, though, did Billy D drop a hell of a juicy interview with Rolling Stone? The link's in the chat, Rob. Holy hell. This came out of nowhere.
Last time. Actually, it didn't come out of nowhere, really.
Came out of Rolling Stone.
What do you think Kathleen Kennedy? Yeah. Who sang on the cover of the Rolling Stone?
Dr. Hook and the Medicine Band, but it was written by, do you know who?
Bob Dylan?
Shel Silverstein.
Bob Dylan? Oh,
Shel Silverstein wrote that. Yeah, he wrote that, and he wrote I Got Stoned and I Missed It. He wrote A Boy Named Sue. He wrote couple other
Oh,
songs.
look who's on the cover though of the Rolling Stone. Adam Driver.
Why?
Krylo. Krylo's on the cover.
Billy D deserves
Because
to be on
apparently
there.
That's
Adam
right.
Driver looks like a
Be on the
turtle.
cover of the Rolling Stone.
I
said it, he's ugly.
Gilligan.
A little
Look
bit. Yeah.
at my chest.
No.
Why are you
How
not
odd.
looking at my chest?
Ew. Put that back on. Little boy, put your shirt back on. Do I have to call your mother?
I am the Force.
Ew. I've been pound me too.
I'm gonna force you to look at my chest.
No. Can I meet you, Kathleen Kennedy, if he has his shirt off again?
I'm just showing JJ I should have played Khan.
Since this movie's for kids, can I sue The Last Jedi for him being naked throughout it?
Actually, you know what? He would have made a better Khan than fucking Bumblebee Dumber Bitch.
Yeah.
Actually, I like Benedict.
I
Cumberbatch. I just love
told
making
Adam
a new name
Driver
for him.
he had to take his shirt off because I do love a very young man.
Is this enough for you, Kathy? Is this enough of my chesticles
Oh
for
my
you?
word! Oh my word, Adam!
Go on.
I
touch
just
it.
want to rub oil all over you, Adam.
Somebody's
Ooh,
gotta do it.
Adam. Adam, have you ever heard of something called the casting couch?
Wherever I gotta go for you to rub my chesticles. Let's do it.
Usually we do the casting couch before you get the role, but this time we'll make an exception. I feel sorry for anyone who has to have sex with Kathleen Kennedy. I really do.
That's why Frank Marshall probably stopped years ago.
It can't be a pleasurable experience.
Okay, we got to talk about Billy D, who's obviously
do?
somebody who's probably never had sex with Kathleen Kennedy because he has taste.
I've never had.
She couldn't handle him.
I haven't had relations with Kathleen Kennedy. She wouldn't be able to handle me, which is why I have plenty of Colt 45 malt liquor. You know, we have a special sex toy for women like Kathleen Kennedy. You know what that's called there, Mr. Tom Connors?
You ever
It's
heard the
called a
song Pop Goes the Weasel?
It's called a paper bag. You put it over her head, and then you can imagine she's any woman you want. That's right. That's right.
If she got the pleasure of Billy D, her head would pop clean off.
You know, my sperm is like Superman. When I make love and I do my business inside, it'll shoot clean through her body.
Okay, you're getting too risque now. I got it. Cut. Time out.
Okay. I have my little Billy D's like Superman. So, all right. Billy D. Williams says Billy D. Williams ticking off the syllables with a well manicured index finger. Billy D. Williams. He repeats himself 3 more times in his musical baritone before unleashing one of the 20th century's most seductive smiles. Satisfied, he's made his point. There are certain individuals whose legacy you will never forget. He says, taking a sip of his Tuesday afternoon beverage, vodka lemonade concoction. I've always tried to create this. Billy D. Williams. Williams, who turned 82 in April, came out of semi-retirement to reclaim the role of star-faring smoothie Lando Calrissian in December's Star Wars Episode X, The Rise of Skywalker, which means his Hollywood career now spans 60 years, beginning with 1959's The Last Angry Man. It goes back to when I was a kid, saying, let me do this a little bit differently. He recalls, I always wanted to be one of the greatest actors America ever created, but I realized branding. If you want a career, brand. He looks at my drink. Do you want another one? Oh, this guy, Billy's putting the moves on this guy? Do you try to get him? What's going on there?
No, he's probably already done with his.
Williams is sitting on a bright red couch under a black umbrella on the sun-splashed porch of a West Hollywood day spa owned by an old friend. A couple of the actors' accomplished paintings hang inside. Okay, let's skip ahead to the good stuff.
To the good stuff.
Okay. I love glamour. He has behind Tom Ford sunglasses. Let's see. How far down is it?
Well, Shoot.
This is cool though. I don't fear death. He says with sunglasses off now, revealing warm brows so much as I would not like to leave. But he's happy at least with how he can be remembered. My kids, my grandkids, later on, my great grandkids, they can say, wow, my great grandfather was Lando Calrissian.
Okay, you missed past the best part. Okay. That's the best part.
Okay, we looked up. All right.
Actually, let's
I got a
start a little
freaking thing
bit
for
higher
gifts.
than that. Start a little bit like where you were at. I love glamour. Okay, yeah, go with that. Yeah, I thought you were farther down. Sorry.
Okay,
Keep going from there.
Okay, blah 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 blah. I don't fear death.
Where are you at?
Okay. He grieves for Carrie Fisher. That part.
No. How do you keep jumping over it? I love glamour, that whole thing, and then he loved that Lando Calrissian wasn't written for any particular ethnicity. That whole thing. Yeah.
I love glamour. He adds from behind Tom Ford sunglasses. He's wearing black silken trousers with a white sport jacket and carrying a white tip black cane. My favorite movies are with Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. He says, I wanted to do sophisticated comedy, to be that guy wearing a tuxedo who solves crimes. I didn't want to be sitting around talking about, oh, woe is me, I'm a slave. My life is not happy. He loves that Lando Calrissian wasn't written for any particular ethnicity. I met with George Lucas. He explained he'd gotten flack about Darth Vader, the big dark figure, being a villain, and all he had been thinking was a guy in a white hat, a guy in a black hat, Williams said. He wasn't thinking racially, so when he gave me the script, I said, this guy wears a cape and Calrissian? What is that? Italian? I looked it up. What an opportunity to move outside the box. To me, I'm Lando. As Williams, noting his respect for the actor who attempted to fill the role in 2018 Solo. I love that Donald Glover. He's a brilliant young man, but his hair was not how I thought of Lando. He was more Afrocentric with his hair. I have nothing against that. But when I created Lando, he was beyond all of that. he's so cool.
He's not fucking wrong. I mean, did you think about the fact that he was black when you first saw Lando? No.
I thought this guy's fucking cool.
It's like, oh shit. That's some competition for hand right there. Like, this guy's smooth.
You truly belong with us among the clouds. He was also perplexed by Solo's suggestion that Lando was in love, maybe even lust, with a droid. I think that's the reason they didn't have the success they could have had, he says, because they were going for something that was topical instead of an adventure that's far beyond those questions.
Interesting.
If you're talking about this huge and incredible story, why lock yourself in this tiny moment between a character like Lando and his robot friend? He's great. He's the best. He's a natural.
See what he just said there? He's like, basically, he's like, doing all this SJW stuff and fucking the robot. That's just dumb. Don't do that. I don't know why they did that.
It's because SJWs are dumb and they need dumb shit to like about a movie because they're too dumb to understand a story.
Why would a man want to stick his pee-pee in a robot? That's made of metal. That thing could give you a cut. You'd be embarrassed to tell your urologist.
You need to be careful with that thing. You can't be just sticking it willy-nilly in metal holes. You don't know where that's been. You could come back with a nub. Is that what you want?
You know, I heard about these things called computer viruses. Is that what you get? Is that what you get when you have unprotected relations with your robot friend?
Well, that's why you have to change your gender fluid every 3,000 miles.
That's all I need is to bring home digital herpes to my wife.
You know, I had a nasty virus a number of years ago. My doctor told me, don't worry. It was just something you ate. I said, Doc, I'm on the old seafood diet. You know, Something I eat. I think her name was Melissa.
I think you screwed up that whole joke.
I did screw up that joke. I'm too smooth to let you know.
Continue.
He misses jousting with Harrison Ford, recalling the time Williams was hanging off a barge from Return of the Jedi. An explosive went off, injuring his foot. Harrison was acting up a storm while I'm yelling, "I'm hurt." I said, "Boy, Harrison, get serious." He's acting his ass off. He notes playfully that he and Ford didn't share the screen all that much. If we were on together for more than a few moments, who do you think will win? He grieves for Carrie Fisher. I love that child. And is fond of Mark Hamill, though he's unsurprised Hamill will become a voice and character actor rather than a leading man. He had a boyish quality, Williams says. He didn't have that mature, masculine. Not that he wasn't masculine, but he was like a little kid. He's so cool.
Did you just call Luke a pussy?
Yes.
Just a little.
Basically, he's like, Harris and I were both trying to have sex with Carrie Fisher, and, well, we weren't worried about Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
I'm kidding, because Billy D has been happily married since 72. But anyway.
Yeah, Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher used to like make out.
And Mark Hamill. Well, no, Mark Hamill I think was even married then. I think Carrie's the one that she said she slept with, I think was Harrison Ford. Because I think she had a huge crush on him, and he was married at the time too. I think that's part of the reason their marriage broke up. But anyway, I could be wrong on that, but I thought I heard that.
I saw those two young people, Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill.
I got her book, I just haven't read it.
They shared a long, sensuous kiss on the set of The Empire Strikes Back, and I said, why would a brother and sister want to do that with each other? I recently saw a movie.
They weren't brother and sister yet.
Yes.
Billy D ain't having it.
I saw a movie like that on a website called Pornhub. That's very popular these days, but Billy D don't have none of that. You got to keep relations out of the bedroom, unless not two you related. You relate? Tom, do you relate?
What kind of relations?
Relations.
With robots, I don't relate.
I don't relate to robots. There's nothing wrong with two consented adults or a consented adult and a robot, as you know, unless you get those nasty computer viruses.
So does that make you wonder, though, like when he's like, is there something wrong with your droid? When he says that, in Empire Strike Back, is he really thinking, I could fuck that?
Oh, there's a part about KK here. Hold on.
I know, we're getting there.
All right, hold on. Williams has been married to his third wife, Teruko, since 1972, and is proud of his post-Star Wars career, including as a long-running spokesman for Colt 45 malt liquor.
You say what?
To him, it's proof of his brand's power. Besides, there's nothing bad about drinking beer. He was displeased when Chris Rock used the ads as a punchline after a woman accused Williams of battery in 1996. The misdemeanor charge was dropped. I never slapped a woman, says Williams. I've never abused women. I heard about his comments, and I've always wanted to, but decided not to address that with him. See, there's a class act. See, he just
I don't think he could ever hit a woman. I don't think he could.
He would
convince a woman
in herself. Now you want to slap yourself.
You did wrong.
You did wrong. I want you to take your hand. I want you to strike yourself across the face.
Okay, we shouldn't joke about this. But anyway, I remember it coming and going pretty quick. Yeah, it was much to do. I think that there was just a gold digger or something like that. Yeah.
These days, Williams takes it slow, gets up late, doesn't even do much painting anymore. He enjoys the freedom his age affords him. I'm 82 years old, and I don't give a shit.
I love that line.
He's pretty sure Skywalker is his final acting job, as much as he enjoyed it. On set, says Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy, he had a smile on his face the entire time we were shooting. Because he's a toxic man, that's why. He was undressing me with his eyes.
No, he's black. You can't say that, KK.
Ow. Well, He transcends his blackness. Old friends keep dying. Most recently, actress Diane Carroll. So it's hard not to think about mortality. He wonders about reincarnation, especially since acid showed him there was something beyond 3 dimensions. I don't fear death. He says, the sunglasses off now, revealing brown warm eyes. Okay, we already read that.
Yeah, we can probably. I don't think he talks much more about other than just his legacy, and that's one thing he says. You know, it'd be really cool that someday my great grandkids or my grandkids will be able to say, you know, my grandpa was Lando Calrissian. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, he like Harrison Ford in his interview after Solo came out. You know, he really does feel an ownership over this character, and you can tell he. You know, it's kind of a bittersweet thing for him right now because, like he said, he's pretty sure this is his last movie, probably. You know.
I did get together with Harrison Ford later. I learned he was a carpenter. I said, "How much do you charge for bookshelves?" And he said, "More money than you got." So I said, "Boy, get your ass to work. I'm paying. Your building. Colt 45 malt liquor works every time." So okay, never mind. All right.
How odd.
Very odd, yes. No, I love this interview. This is great. This is a great interview.
He's a cool guy. He's cool. He's a real. I tell you, there's one person. He's a real character. He really is. So cool. So cool.
And of course, he addressed the whole gender fluidity thing, like we brought up. And no, he's not gender fluid. He
I would never
misquoted.
Where would you put your PP if you could? In the USB drive, USB port, that's awful big.
Speaking of Star Wars, Mecca brought it to our attention that it has a rating because it's for kids, dog. It's PG-13, dog.
It's PG-13, dog.
Like the last 7 movies, dog.
Like the last 7 movies, dog.
This is one of those things that it's for everybody, but can also be consumed by a child sometimes. I mean, not every. I get so tired of these people. It's like, oh, they use that to hide behind the whole. It sucks, you know, because kids. Oh, it doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be good. It's for kids.
To defend a bad movie. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's for kids. It's not supposed to be good. Well, you don't think much of kids, do you?
Well, and Pixar's punched a lot of holes in that argument lately, too. Well, not lately, but the last
20 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of a moot argument. And yes, George Lucas has said several times it was meant for kids. It was made for kids, da-da-da-da-da. But he also knows that the fan base has grown up. He's also acknowledged, especially with Revenge of the Sith, that's what the fans wanted was dark and serious Star Wars. He actually said this in some interview. I can't remember where it's at, but anyway, I read so much shit and stuff like that anymore.
Well, I just prepared a special soundbite for everyone who keeps saying it's for kids.
Bite my shiny metal ass!
So
that was C-3PO, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, then this fucking, basically... we were in an article, so we might as well just do it from there because this is what Mecca was talking about anyway. Let me bring this up.
Are we in it?
Well, Midnight's Edge is and Doomcock is. Sorry.
Yeah, they always forget me because I don't count because I'm just a woman. Because women aren't
this was
man
a positive one, but normally they don't pick you because it's you don't fit the narrative.
Okay.
This was about the leaks and the Sith dagger.
I am woman, hear me roll.
So, she was with the narrative.
No, I'm getting you the link right now-ish.
Nobody comes up with an article quite like Mr. Tom Connors.
Colt 45 works every time.
With that clickety clack.
Clackety click, click, clack. While you're waiting, we got Matt G with $5. That's enough to buy at least 2 Colt 45s, I believe. Billy voiced Lando in Star Wars Rebels. That's right, I did. Which was odd, him being 78 and Lando in Rebels was before Empire. But I still sound smooth, like Colt 45.
That's right. Colt 45.
Okay, it asked me to accept or reject. I should say reject because without respect, we reject. But whatever, fuck it. I wanted to get off the screen. Here you go.
One angry gamer.
Yeah.
Okay. Latest Star Wars. Latest Star Wars Rise of Skywalker trailer confirms leaks. Oh Lord, I love this. Behold how the Phantom Menace was right. I love it. One thing in current year that has become increasingly bizarre is what hills people choose to die on. With Rise of Skywalker approaching its release, we've been hearing from a steady stream of leaks that the movie is an absolute disaster with test audiences, and the plot itself is an absolute dumpster fire. Use absolute twice. These leaks, chiefly from Doomcock and Midnight's Edge, have been far from vague. Both channels have been very careful in reporting what they had heard until it could be confirmed by external sources to be regarded as rumor and taken with a grain of salt. Some of the earlier rumors were so absurd that Doomcock, until the rumors were backed by a second source, believed it was possible that information being leaked was false and being potentially leaked to discredit the Phantom Menace. Even though they were careful to state in their videos that the content should be taken with a grain of salt and grain of sand, not grain of sand, grain of salt. I'm not going to say proofread your shit because they're very kind to us, these people so far.
Yeah, but you can't be too nice. We'll give them. I don't know where they're out of. Maybe they're from another country. I don't know.
Okay, well, I will just say, please use spell.
We'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They were not vague rumors bereft of details regarding the plots and their reception. Before the latest trailer dropped, a slew of people have taken Kathleen Kennedy and Jar Jar Abrams at their word and have begun denouncing the previous leaks as baseless and false. Despite
Matt G
JJ
and Mark F want a Doomcock voice. There you go. Hail, everybody in the chat.
Hail, everybody in the chat. Despite JJ letting slip previous cuts before the final were test screened before correcting himself in his interview. Particularly, what is foolhardy about these denouncements is if any of the aforementioned details were to eventually pan out, denouncing them as fake and false would only serve to damage or destroy the denouncers' reputations. With the latest trailer,
actually said something about this article. He said, "I'm very unhappy of the angle they got me at. They got my butt."
Yeah, Harvey, it makes your ass look big.
I know. Okay.
What? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
I'm going to write them a nasty letter.
Right before I destroy the universe.
Of course, Doomcock and Harvey Cthulhu are copyright of Doomcock. We don't own them. We aren't them.
Did he copyright them? Did he copyright Harvey Cthulhu?
Probably.
I don't know. He probably did.
Well, it'd be smart if he did. Well, anyway, this okay, blah 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 blah. Particularly what's foolhardy about these announcements. I mean, the aforementioned details about okay, it's a reputation. With the latest trailer, that process appears to have begun as the Phantom Menace has foreseen it. One of the most absurd details revealed in the leaks, and the one with the highest probability of being false, was the existence of the Sith dagger that would lead the amazing Wonder Ray.
Oh, the Sith dagger.
To the to the planet Emperor Palpatine was on. It was this dagger that C-3PO would sacrifice his memory banks to decode and gain his red eyes seen in a prior trailer. Oh, for crying out loud. To no one's surprise, in the Phantom Menace, in the latest trailer for The Rise of Skywalker, the exact dagger described in multiple leaks by multiple sources is in the hands of Rey with C-3PO in the background. This does not confirm the entirety of the leaks, but if the most absurd detail of the leaks is true, then it adds an immense amount of validity to them. You can see the dagger that was mentioned.
The Walmart special.
Oh my God.
Doesn't it look like a toy from Walmart?
It does.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Rob. Continue.
No, that's fine. Rather than choosing to do as I have, to sit back and wait to see whether the leaks panned out or whether these channels were made fools of, many decided to open their mouths with absolutely no evidence aside from the word of known liars with a vested interest in lying to consumers. Rather odd hill to choose to die on.
I know, right? The last few weeks have been just like fucking vindication left and fucking right. And then the creme de la creme is JJ actually name dropping the Fandom Menace of all things. It's like, you guys have really lost, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, you know, the Fandom Menace, you know, we try, we're going to name drop them, try to discredit them because it was we're really the Fandom Menace. You know, we're actually.
I think you said it, or Mr. H, or I can't remember which one of y'all said it earlier on when we were just doing our Mandalorian thing. I know it was not that long ago, but it's true. I think they're setting this up to blame the failure on us. I think it was you, Rob.
They have been.
It was me. Well,
they have been.
Anyway.
That's exactly what it is. So when this thing doesn't make as much money as they're hoping, and the toys don't sell, and everybody says it's fucking utter garbage, worse than The Last Jedi, the worst Star Wars movie ever, makes Attack of the Clones look like fucking Citizen Kane, bad, then all of a sudden they'll go, oh, it was that fucking Fandom Menace. They've already done it to us.
Mm-hmm.
They fucking flat out, sorry for banging on the table, they fucking flat out lied to Ron Howard.
Yeah. It's the media. They're doing this.
Scravenge would like your opinion on the new Mandalorian episode, Mecca.
It's Baby Yoda wants uppies.
I was just going to say.
And speeders.
Except they looked like crap.
Okay.
The baby Yoda was cute. I wanted to see her try and feed him.
Yeah. Give him a froggy.
I like that. Get something with the bones. Sorry, Rob.
Tom, I have a DeLorean I modified in my garage, and I've traveled into the future to hear what J.J. Abrams has to say about the Phantom Menace because in the future I've seen that the end result of Rise of Skywalker, and I have some audio now from J.J. Abrams, what he has to say, what he thinks about the Phantom Menace.
And I'd have done it too if you kids hadn't come along.
Okay. You meddling kids, damn it. That's what he is. He's going to use a Scooby-Doo defense. And I would have got away with it. What for you meddling kids?
How sick and sad is that you have to go from a situation where you're saying, oh, those toxic fans, they're not the whole fan base. They're just a loud minority. To actually trying to blame the failure of these franchises on us. Like, it's our fault. Like, we've stood in front of the fucking theater doors and going, nope, you're not getting in. Nope.
It's like they're trying to tell us it's mandatory to watch this fucking movie.
And guess what? T-shirt plug.
Yeah, movies aren't mandatory at all. We don't have to see the movie. We can go and watch Jumanji.
Are you selling some of those? I hope you're selling some of those.
Yeah, I sold a few.
Okay, that's good.
Just a couple. They got T-shirts. They got Justice for John Connor.
Oh, we need to help you get a few better. We need to help you get a few better T-shirts for definitely.
Yeah, I need artists.
I signed the Justice for John Connor one, so.
And the movies aren't mandatory.
But it's what they call. We see the same, like I said, the same gang of idiots are going to say, like, you know who they are: CBR, Sci-Fi Wire. IndieWire, Daily Dot, whoever the hell these people are.
Well, these are the same people saying that we hated Gina Carano in The Mandalorian.
Yes. And
it's a flat out lie because they used a troll account for it, or a parody account.
Who's another offender. They're gonna all line up and say, oh, the gatekeepers, oh, the toxic fans, and they're all gonna give the same excuses. I can hear it now. And let me ask you a question. We're the gatekeepers? How are we the gatekeepers? I'm not keeping anybody from seeing this movie.
Yeah, I'd have to actually get up and go out of my house. It's cold out. I don't want to fucking go to the theater in December.
Who's the real gatekeeper? Me or freaking Kathleen Kennedy, who says, I don't feel the need to cater to male fans?
Then you might as well just take the male out of that, because guess what? You've lost more than just male fans, and Star Wars was beloved by all kinds of fans.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the real gatekeepers, though? Really? I mean, that's the thing. The gatekeepers. And you know what? Actually, heard Doomcock says isn't being a gatekeeper a good thing? Because the gatekeepers would keep anything bad from getting into the fortress.
That's true as well, but I like to say, no, I'm not a gatekeeper, but I am the keymaster, and I'll show you the way. And what I mean by that is, that's what Midnight's Edge, the Phantom Menace, and Doomcock, and all those guys are about. And in fact, we just had this conversation with Andre. We have our first confirmation. There may be others out there, but our first confirmation, at least, of a generation of filmmakers being influenced by channels like Midnight's Edge, and they've actually made stuff happen. And we'll get into that more when I have info on that I can talk about. But we're already seeing an influence, and not only that, we see it every time we go out to conventions and other places where we're told by people that are in the industry. We listen to you guys. By the way, they do listen to you guys, and stuff like that. It's not, we've heard it enough now that we're not afraid to say it. We used to be afraid to say it, but we've had it happen to us enough times that, even Gary and those guys have had the same thing being told to them. It's like, that's why there's leaks. We get accused of not doing positive, well,
I do plenty of positive reviews of things, and I do plenty of happy videos. The things that I'm more known for are the rants and the opinion stuff. But that's the other thing. That's the next narrative that they're trying to paint, is that we're not credible, that we're just a bunch of uneducated outsiders. It's like, yeah, that's the point. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. today was going off again, and I did start it a little bit by pointing out and tagging him in the rating that Star Wars.
So you got him going?
Yeah, that was my fault. I was in the mood this morning.
I didn't know that.
That was well, I tagged him in it because you know what? I'm tired of these fucking people. So of course he's
This week on episodes of Mecha Random fucking with people.
Hey, you get high with Eagle Bauer one day, you get in a fight with Freddie Prinze Jr. the next. I mean, that's how life works.
If you got into a fight with Freddie Prinze Jr.,
I'd
you'd beat his ass even though he's probably 2 feet taller than you.
I know.
He wouldn't stand a fucking chance.
That's awesome.
But still, the problem.
Celebrity, let's do celebrity boxing right now. I propose this: Mecha Random versus Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, I mean, I could take him. He's scrawny. The thing about these.
Throw down at Toontown 3.
But I just wanted to tag him and say one because I found out the rating today and it's PG-13 on this latest trailer that we got, and like this is one of their narratives is that they're trying to say it's for kids, but now their new narrative that they're pushing is that we're not credible. I keep hearing this from other people that we're not naming right now, but that's the new message I keep hearing from all of the troll accounts, the shill accounts, the media, that we're not credible because we're not Hollywood insiders. That's the next thing is because we're a bunch of uneducated hillbillies, et cetera, wherever they want to paint us. We are not Hollywood enough to give critique. And I told them, and I responded that we're not. If people want to be advertised to, then they will go to these access shill media sites. Thank you very much. They want an actual opinion from somebody who's not trying to suck off a celebrity just for an interview. They want honest people.
You're not the access media like John Campea. You're not the access media like John Campea. I work hard being a Star Wars fan. You want me to say? I'll say whatever you want me to say. I'll say. Oh, you want me to say Star Wars is great? I'll say it. I'm John Campea. What do I know? Hey,
send me a hat. Send me a ticket. And you want to call? You can call bullshit on us on that, but you know how we know they do this?
Waiting for a goodie bag for 2 weeks, Cass.
Exactly. What's his face? Fucking Harloff fucking gave it away.
Mm-hmm.
I worked hard being a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Let's pull that up. Hang on. Go
ahead and do that real quick, Rob or Mecha, while I read the super chat. This gives us $5. I think we haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back to the chat. If you have been, I haven't seen you. I apologize, but welcome back if you haven't been around. This is like when Axel Alonso, EIC of Marvel Comics, blames fans for low comic sales, and then was fired for stoking a fan. Yeah, well, and we heard from people within the industry, and then they finally said it out loud in public I can't remember when it was, but that was that one deal at that one convention or whatever Rob and I covered. I think Mecca was a part of the channel. I can't remember yet, but it was a while ago where he flat out said is we can't sell this shit. You keep sending us crap we can't sell, and then you blame people for not liking it. It's like when you have Captain America on screen and he's a white guy, and you have, Iron Man on screen and he's a white guy, and they come into the comic book shop and the comic book characters don't look like they do on screen. That confuses customers. Same thing with like Spider-Man and all these other characters. Yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about now, Rob, right?
Oh yeah. Here we go. Here's Christian Harloff. Here, hold on. You share this, Tom, because I have AOL.
Right. Gotcha. Oh, then I went. Okay, but yeah, the I can't remember which convention it was at, but like it was just some comic book shop owner or whatever.
It was New York Comic Con. It was New York Comic Con, but the Marvel retailers breakfast. And they just kept saying, the retailers just kept saying, we can't sell the books you're giving to us. They're looking for the characters in the movies. Oh, well, we tell stories about characters that are outside your door. And they tell the world outside your door. And these guys had their whole life savings tied up in their stores. They're struggling, and they're just looking for some positive news from Marvel. And Marvel's just saying, they didn't come out and say it, but they're trying to pin it back on them. Oh, no, we're not the problem. You're the problem.
So Frosty.
I'm not the problem. Fuck you.
Addressed this once.
Go ahead. Sorry, I was just getting this set.
All right, go ahead.
No. I was just getting it set. I said, go ahead, finish.
No, like I said, go do better. Marvel, do better.
Well, and Gary was saying the same kind of thing too. Yeah, But all right, here's the famous Christian Harloff situation we're talking about. If you've never seen this,
and address this once and then be done with it. So Frosty, Heidi, and Frank this morning, and we laughed because they said they're giving away tickets to Disneyland and Galaxy's Edge. And today I walked in and Roku's like, "Oh, here we're going to talk about Jedi Council. Do you want to leave with this or Galaxy's Edge?" I go, "We're not talking about Galaxy's Edge. Yeah. Not talking about it." I go, "You know what I'm going to talk about Galaxy's Edge in 2 years when I go."
Yeah.
Because am I a little butthurt? No, I'm a lot butthurt.
Yeah.
Business sense, to where. Arguably, the Star Wars show itself is the show because that is the Lucasfilm approved Star Wars show, and that's the show. I think that Jedi Council has been one of the leading Star Wars voices for the last 5.
Lucasfilm approved Star Wars show, okay?
Yeah, this means they're just advertising Star Wars to you. It's not going to be critical. This is what I've been saying for years, that when you have these shill media sites like Nerdist, like Collider, all of these people, they are only advertising it to you. They're not going to give you any actual news on this. It is just an ad. It is nothing more.
This is paid airtime. Rosetta Allen, $2 super chat. Or they can continue to stink and you get money. Well, yeah, we always, Rosetta, we always appreciate.
Yeah, but you don't have to do do that, Rosetta. You know.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. But like I said, we would rather Star Wars be good. All right, let's continue with this, Tom.
5 years. So I was confused, and this is, and I want to make it clear that there's a different branch that between like the marketing, like there was a writer, freelance writer from Collider that was brought, and then she brought another writer from Collider. Jedi Council was not invited at all. So reached out, said, "Hey, we really would like to promote it. We'd like to talk about it." People who don't do any views on YouTube or
So
very small sites yesterday.
Yes to what I said. You asked to go and they said no.
Well, originally I did not. There was just no invite that came for all the media, and then I just followed up once and said, "Hey, so yes, but
Did you get a response?
No." And so then I said, I'm not following up again. But I also said that I just don't. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go as a fan, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I want to go. But I'm not going to promote it anymore. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm thinking more business sense than anything else too. If you know there's all these shows out there, and like the sites are out there, why wouldn't you invite?
You're not
Jedi
thinking
Council?
in business sense, though.
I am though. Because there's another reason. I don't want.
I love this.
What is
She's
this
like
penguin voice too? I hate women who talk out of their nose and have that quacky ass penguin voice. Oh,
you know what she's trying to do? She's telling you you're going to lose your fucking job. Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's saying.
What the fuck are they? Nazi Germany? God damn it! I've always hated Disney for this shit,
Yeah.
and this is the same crap that they've been doing my entire life. And everybody says, "Oh, why don't you like Disney? Why don't you like Disney?" Because that's what they do. Was I the only person who was like seeing this?
You're gonna bend over and take it, Rebecca. You're gonna look it.
Yeah, pay me, bitch.
Oh, gosh,
You're gonna
that's a
pay me
big
a lot
butt
more than they
plug.
get.
I don't know, Mickey.
Because you know what? I can make twice as much as they do by yelling about it and complaining.
But anyway, yeah.
Scravage.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Scravage, is there a video of Axel and the shop owners? No, there is no video of at least none to my knowledge. There might be, but if you go on to stuff like, was it Bleeding Cool? All the headline they ran with was Marvel retailers are against diversity. That's not what they're fucking saying.
No, they're against bait
Yeah,
and
that's
switch.
what
You're not giving them the thing that they see in the movies. You're advertising one thing in your movies and on your shill sites, and then they come in to buy the actual product it's based on, and it's nothing like it.
Yeah. Well, let's finish this real quick because then actually we have a springboard off of this.
I am though, because there's another reason. I don't want to report on other people's reports. I don't want to say like, well, Jermaine Lucier, who goes to fucking everything,
don't report on it. Give an opinion, you dumbass.
If you had been invited and you,
guess what? I'm not. I've been busting my fucking ass being a Star Wars fan for 5 fucking years.
I feel
on
the
this show.
same way about.
I've been called shill. I get screamed
You
at.
are.
You are. You just admitted to it.
You admitted to it. You're chilling for them for
Fucking moron. God. You gave the whole game away. You said you've been busting your ass as a Star Wars fan for 5 years, and you expected this in return. You gave the whole game away. You had it officially sanctioned by Lucasfilm. You said you put your time and effort. You wanted to be rewarded. You expected something off the back end. Now, don't sit there and badmouth us for being honest, because we don't owe anything to our corporate masters. This video brought to you by Colt 45 Malt Liquor.
Colt 45 makes Rob rambunctious every time.
I owe it to my viewers to give an honest opinion. And this is why I gave Knives Out a fair review, because I genuinely enjoyed that stupid movie and I was afraid to give it a positive review. But you know what? I'm not being paid by anybody to say it. I'm being paid by my ad revenue and by my super chats. So you guys, I'm not being paid by Ryan fucking Johnson to give him a positive review. And if this next movie is good, I'll give that a positive review. And there's movies that I did not like that a lot of people did that I've given bad reviews to, or that I would have had I had a channel then, because I am not owned by Disney or Lucasfilm or CBS, Warner Brothers, any of them. I can give the Joker a glowing positive review, and I'm going to probably trash the fuck out of that Harley Quinn movie if I have to see it, because it looks terrible. It looks god awful.
I don't plan on it unless I'm told to.
I don't think I want to see it.
But yeah, let's finish this because there's like I said, there's something we got to segue to after this. But yeah,
Be a fucking shill for this one. Let me go in and experience this fucking thing, and maybe I don't even like it, but I wanted to go.
I completely agree.
I wanted to go, and the fact that it wasn't even, it would have been a thing. You know what?
I want to
still
go
cover?
too. No one's
If they
giving me a
wrote back
fucking
and said,
free
"We're sorry
trip."
we missed you on this one. Our spots are all full at the moment. Thank you for promoting
It's
us
a
in
no
general.
response.
No response. And it's like, fuck off.
Oh, too bad, Christian. Too bad.
Too bad. Your gravy train's ending.
You have to wait in line like everybody else.
Anyway, speaking of waiting in line, there was a new ride opened up, and it closed as soon as it opened. Did it not? That's the story going around.
Yeah, because it fucking broke again.
Yeah, you got this, Rob, the Resistance ride thing.
Our favorite propaganda site, comicbook.com, division of CBS.
Propaganda arm of CBS.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, this was funny. I heard about this.
Star Wars Rise of the Resistance ride breaks down on its first day at Disney World.
Again, this is the second one.
You know what's funny is this actually happened to Star Tours 3D as well. It crashed and burned on the first day too, but that was years ago.
This week has been a big one for Disney and Star Wars as one of the most anticipated attractions in Disney Parks history
opened in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge on Thursday. The new ride, Star Wars Ride of the Resistance, is a unique and immersive experience that puts guests right into the middle of the fight with the First Order Empire, the Empire, by foregoing the classic track system and involving a unique story that ties into the films. Rise of the Resistance proves to be vastly different than any other ride at the park. While that is certainly a large part of its appeal, it also means that there will be likely a learning curve when it comes to the actual operation and maintenance of the ride, making excuses. Unfortunately, some of the guests got a lesson on those issues on the very first day. It took only a couple of hours for Rise of the Resistance to suffer its first major shutdown due to technical difficulties. The ride stopped in the middle of its course on Thursday, fairly early on in the day, leaving some people stranded in the middle of First Order ships. The shutdown didn't last too long, thankfully, but was enough to delay the wait times pretty significantly. Again, these kinds of delays are to be expected with a new ride like this because there are still some kinks to be worked out here and there. Comicbook.com, the propaganda arm of CBS, was on hand for the media preview of Rise of the Resistance on Wednesday, and the ride faced similar problems and was shut down for a significant amount of time on Wednesday afternoon, long enough that crew members had to walk through to each car, stop the ride, and unlock passengers manually. These issues are likely, but don't happen incredibly often. Just once each day throughout the first 2 days of operation isn't too bad, and that pattern likely won't cause a lot of people to miss out on the ride as time goes on. Even with the possibility of a shutdown, the ride is definitely worth it. Now that's editorializing. The ride is definitely worth it. Are you looking forward to checking out Star Wars Rise of the Resistance? Let us know in the comments. See, that's an opinion. The ride's definitely worth it.
Well, I've heard a few people say it, and there's even been a few people in the chat that have said they've seen like video of it, and it looks pretty cool. So, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that they haven't learned their lesson from the last few ride mistakes, if you can call fucking Galaxy's Edge a ride or whatever, but it's not. It's just a fucking store, from what I've heard, or a couple stores, or a mall, basically.
It's a bunch of gift shops and then the Millennium Falcon. That's what it looks like.
It's a mall. It's a mall. It's an outdoor mall with a bar with overpriced drinks. You're paying $42 for rum and orange juice or whatever the hell it is.
Well, not only that, they've had to get rid of, I guess they had to change a lot of the stuff they've had to change already. They had to change the names of a lot of the stuff on the menu because people didn't know what it was.
Well, and the problem with the stuff on the menu is it's all foo-foo snooty shit that like your little kid's not going to want to eat. What are they going to want to eat? They're going to want to eat chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, hamburgers, hot dogs.
Yeah,
and it's all like shrimp salad.
There was some chicken nuggets, I think, or chicken strips, but it was still like $20 or something like that. But yeah.
I don't think it was. I think it was like a short rib or something was the
Well, there was
thing.
one of the restaurants, yeah, that was real frou-frou, but I think they did have one that had just like regular kind of stuff too, or it was the same one. But regardless, it doesn't matter. They had to change the name, and then they also took away the forks and spoons or the sporks or whatever because people were stealing them. Well, what do you expect? You almost got to. I don't see why that was such a big deal. So now they just give out regular silverware, I guess.
Well, plastic forks or whatever.
But anyway, we got a couple super chats to catch up on here. Rosetta Allen, $2. I'll go to bat for you guys any day. F the shells. Thank you. Captain Hair, $2. As Rob's corporate sponsor, I wasn't. I want suffering.
You're my.
You are.
He's my AA sponsor.
He pretty much is your sponsor. You know. Nelson Sharita, $2. The ride failed because of the fans are toxic. The toxicity broke down the ride. And thank you so much for the super chat, guys. They keep the lights on here, believe us. When Mecca said that earlier, she's not lying. I mean, she said ads first, but those don't pay shit. When Disney start out from Wayward Astronaut, sorry, $5. When did Disney start outsourcing their theme parks to Bethesda Softworks? I have no idea if that's true or not. If it's true, I did not know they did that because they have the Imagineers. That's weird. So, yeah.
Well, anyway. Well, what else we got in the news? Tom?
Well, the next
Great,
thing.
super, and wonderful, and the bestest ever. I don't know. We already talked about that.
What was the next thing we did have?
I was about to say,
Oh, Henry Cavill. Did we do...
Henry Cavill was talking about toxic fancicity
Mhm.
or fancicity, whatever. I don't know. I'm not.
Whatever it is.
We're not toxic. We're passionate.
Yeah, something like that.
I thought for a second I lost my internet connection.
No, Rob. You're still online. You're still online, Rob. Well, let's take the bounding into comics one on this one.
Okay, hold on. Henry Cavill.
I got it here.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Henry Cavill would be an okay guy if he wasn't just such an unlikable stiff.
Yeah, he seems all right.
I don't know. I remember that he at yeah. I remember that that Entertainment Weekly cover. You meet your new Superman. I was like, yeah, you're looking a little. Look, Henry, the hair's going bye, Henry. Don't fly too fast, Superman. Your wig might fall off. Can't be a bald Superman. The Witcher and Superman actor Henry Cavill addresses concerns of toxic fandom. The Witcher and Superman. Did this story get buried anywhere in all the other parts of the Access Media?
I think so.
I heard a little bit about it, but
okay, you have the clip or no?
I don't know if this has a clip in it or not. Let's see. Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah, it does. Okay.
I don't have my sound thing. I gotta reshare it then.
No, I hadn't seen this, and then I was just on Twitter like during Creepy Little Book last night, and I saw that. So I'm like, oh shit, I gotta make a video on that.
The Witcher and Superman actor Henry Cavill recently discussed toxic fandom while promoting his upcoming Netflix show. In an interview with Jake's Takes, host Jake Hamilton asked Cavill quite a lengthy question about toxic fandom. Hamilton says, "There's something really interesting with this character that I find fascinating, which is he generally really does just want to do the right thing. But everywhere he goes, whether it's a new town or a new bar, people just kind of give him a hard time and they rag on him despite the fact he has great intentions. I'm curious if that's comparable to this sort of world, this culture of toxic fandom, where like if you make a movie, especially if you make a superhero movie, you have great intentions." Who's that?
That was the thing, but it's like the whole interview. I don't know where it's at in the interview. So,
well, okay, hold on. Where if you make a movie, you have great intentions, but there are always going to be small yet vocal group of people that can just be toxic. That kind of just be toxic. I'm sorry. Cavill was cool as a cucumber in his response. "I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it's a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have." He continues, "People are going to be upset when you are talking about books or games because you are never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played in Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that
got the video.
And it's something which I obviously had to come to terms with over the years."
But there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
Yay! See, that's what we wanted. This guy's coming in with a loaded leading question.
Well, and he's had a lot of support from fans in a situation where the three movies that he did as Superman didn't really necessarily get received well, but he was held up to where it was like, oh, those movies sucked, but at least he was good as Superman. That's what most people said. You know, they want him to stay as Superman. You know, and again, I agree. It's not him. It's the writing. It's the directing. You can still make him a decent Superman. He's got the look. He's got the chops. The farther he moves away from it, though, the more it looks like he's not Superman anymore. But that doesn't have to do with this anyway. We have to pause it to make it transitional.
Well, that was all that was really there. It was just the tail
all right.
end
Well,
of the
yeah, there's
thing.
only the tail end. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, Rob, was there more to the? I mean, that was pretty much it. So
That was
yeah,
pretty much it. It's a loaded question.
They're trying to paint the fans against the actors and studios because the media knows that they're dying. And I just pulled up my subscription feed, and the Quartering just did a video on how Kotaku's head writer, like their best writer, just left, and he's got the click of the thumbnail saying, "Is this a sinking ship?" You know, we're seeing kind of the beginning of the end of the shill media, I think, and they're panicking. And that's why they're lashing out. They're like rats cornered. They're going to attack before they just finally go away. That's all this is.
How long do you think sci-fi lasts? Well, sci-fi.com's owned by NBC, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, like they'll still have them, but I think that they're going to have to go through some major reform, or it's like either they're going to have to what's either going to happen is, Disney and CBS and all those places are either going to shut down the actual critiques, or they're just going to stop giving the access media any preferential treatment.
I think it's, like I said, the Mary Sue's not going to go away without, like somebody like the Mary Sue, like you said, they've got to go. I'm sorry, that site's got.
Well, they're just trolls. They're just trolling.
They're
the same thing with
space.
that Anthony, whatever his name is on CBR. He's another one. They're just trolling at this point. That was another one. Did we mention that where CBR used basically a fake parody account to create this fake outrage?
No, we haven't covered that.
No, you didn't say that.
Oh, that was a couple of days ago. Here, let me see if I can find it.
Well, that's the problem when you only have news every other day.
Oh no, I think it came out on the 4th, right after our show.
Oh yeah, we always miss it, and then it comes to the next one, and then stuff gets forgotten. It happens. There's plenty of times where I'll write stuff in the title, and we never get to it either.
Let me see if I can find it, Tom. Hold on.
Knock it off, Rob. You're online. You're online.
Oh, darn.
Oh, balls.
I got, like I said, I got a special sound effect just for people like Kathleen Kennedy and the Mary Sue.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
So,
yeah, Anthony Daniels is pissed.
All right, there was a third.
Did we talk about that on the last episode? Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, we did.
By my surprisingly firm ass.
40 years and this is it.
40 years. That's great. I love that. That's
after 40 years, this is what they've done to me.
I can't believe it. You know what I had to
go
through to get
there
back
you
in
go. And if you click his source here, it's basically a parody account. Saying, oh, there's all this outrage over this,
outrage.
Yeah, triggers outrage.
Yeah. This one, I remember you selling me this one. Yeah. We need to come up with a name for like fake outrage.
Oh, I call them hate takes.
Hate takes.
It's a hate take, and so when I made my video and responded to this article, I made sure to tag Bryce Dallas Howard and what's her name, Gina Carano, in the tweet saying, yes, we actually don't think this. They sourced a fake parody Twitter handle because I'm so tired of them lying. And if anybody's going to actually, understand what's, that we're not all a bunch of toxic fans, as people in the Howard family. I think the people in the Howard family will at least they'll at least like understand, like, yeah, okay, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. Because I'm tired of this crap. Anytime I want to make a point to, like, normally I don't ever bother the actors and directors and stuff, but I'm going to start tagging them when these articles flat out lie. Because why? Why are you flat out lying? You're just trying to create this controversy.
bitch.
Not me.
So you even upset Roger. You even upset Roger.
I didn't do it.
Oh,
Unless he's calling that Anthony guy.
but it's yeah.
Whoever wrote the article.
Well, and I mean, a lot of people did jump on Bryce Dallas Howard's case for that one episode, but I said it's not her fault. She didn't write it.
She did a good job directing it. I mean, it was a little boring.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could see some people's issues with certain aspects of these shows, every one of them. But again, we're at a point with The Mandalorian where it could be a fuck of a lot worse, guys. You want to keep blaming and pretend that Star Wars doesn't deserve to be good? Well, then go ahead and keep doing that. But if we get good stuff, we need to say that, and especially when it's from people like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau and not Kathleen Kennedy. Because that's going to send a message, and it has sent a message, and I think they already knew that. They're just not going to ever admit it to us. And this week we talked about on the Mandalorian review we just did, but it bears the same thing here. It just goes to show us this is a different regime, guys. They're going to announce right after Rise of Skywalker dies down who's directing the next trilogy, or at least the first film, and all that kind of stuff. I know it's going to be between like Feige and Favreau and Filoni and all these people. I guarantee it.
Well, no, Feige won't direct.
No, but he'll be the producer.
Yeah, he'll have creative input. Yeah, it'll be.
And I know Santa Baby, yes. It could be a hell of a lot worse. There's a low bar to set, but that's what I'm saying. Look what we've had to this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a huge fan of the prequels either. So, like, Star Wars really hasn't been that great in a long time for me. But
right, I mean,
probably the best thing.
And it's no secret that I'm not a huge fan of the prequels, and I think my prequel quote unquote hate gets taken out of context to a point. I do enjoy the movies. I love Star Wars as a whole. But I nitpick a lot of the things I love, and again, I'll be the first to admit that The Last Jedi and Solo have taken a major, dip downwards for this new regime of not just, I'm not talking about the Filoni regime now, I'm talking about the KK and Disney buying Star Wars thing. Rogue One was okay, Force Awakens was okay. Now we're getting into shit territory. Seeing The Mandalorian is a breath of fresh air for something that's been going downhill fast. But yeah.
Just don't mention The Last Jedi too many times, otherwise you know what'll happen.
He'll show up.
Damn it!
No,
too late.
Don't you have a movie to promote?
What the hell?
Yeah, Knives Out.
Yeah, well,
your mom thinks it's cool, and she thinks you're cool. I hear. Why don't you go watch Knives Out?
I'm so mad at you guys right now.
See, you missed that cue. You're supposed to say, my mama thinks I'm cute. But anyway, Colex, a $2 super chat. I was even aware that the source was fake. Mecca, did you knew it was?
Yeah, people on Twitter knew. I don't think that the writer cared. I think he just wanted to, because in my video, I found some tweets that somebody had sent me of the writer of the article, who has been blocked on Twitter before I even heard of him, by the way. So he's out there basically saying, I don't care, I'm just doing it for clicks anyway. So
he doesn't care. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
They don't care.
Was that a really late cha-ching there, Rob? Really?
It was. Yeah. I was still on.
You're fucking fired.
Your mom's a bitch.
Yeah, well, you're fucking fired, and so is Rob.
Aw.
Well, I'll give Rob a leave of absence.
Son of a bitch, who did that?
Kathleen Kennedy.
Well, like I said, we can't trust Ryan Johnson anymore because, like I said, we can never trust him. But especially since he.
Do you hear me, Disney? Don't let that fucking bastard near one of these shows. I don't care if he goes and directs 10 Knives Out movies. Keep him the fuck away from Star Wars.
Keep him off of Star Wars. Knives Out he can do, because that works really well with his weird little sense of humor. It's when he tries to inject that in Star Wars that sucks.
Mm-hmm. Well, we all know how he feels about Baby Yoda.
I hate that stupid puppet.
Yes, we know. But Ryan is just jealous because he wants to direct an episode because it's the cool Star Wars.
My mama's
not cool enough for it.
Yeah.
I know. Go play in the street, Ryan. Make sure you wear all black when it's dark out. But anyhow, yeah, I think we've damn near covered it all, haven't we? Well, what was the Daisy Ridley thing? You had Mecca.
You can't stop me.
Or was that Rob's thing? Daisy Ridley's delivery boy thing. You had something,
Yellow
Rob?
Flash.
What?
What
about Yellow Flash?
Yellow Flash is using that now too.
Oh, the meme.
You can't stop me.
Sweet.
Jack.
Sweet. It's catchy. It's catchy. Damn it! It's more entertaining than the fucking movies. Let me find it. It's some new force power. I don't remember where.
I thought you had something ready for Rob.
Nobody.
Okay, I was wrong. This is what happens when you don't get shit ready and you got to coordinate shit at the last second, folks. I apologize.
I gotta remember who I sent it to.
Well, I don't know. Rob said something. I thought you had something to do with delivery boy, but anyway.
Oh, it's who did I send that? I don't know. I can't find that article. I thought I sent it to you guys.
Razor delivery boy.
See, it was controversial new force power.
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
It's an IGN article here. Yeah, let me find it. It's an IGN. Oh crap! It's a video. Okay, let me find the IGN article.
Good for gaming, for games stuff. Now they just completely shoot the bed.
Here we go. Introduce new force powers likely to divide fans. Yay, that's just what we need. More force powers because she's just better and better and better and stronger and stronger and stronger.
JJ's just adding powers just as he needs them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's.
All right, I've got the article linked in chat if you want to read it, Rob.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, let me get this here. IGN stick. Well, IGN can't even do that anymore.
I don't usually go to them. I think I've gone to them for like 1 or 2 walkthroughs, but 9 times out of 10, I just go to a YouTube video because they do it better anyway. And that's for video games.
I think it was IGN. No, it was like Game Rant or something like that for
GameStop,
for
GameSpot,
the
whatever.
photography challenge. Yeah, for the photography challenge on Grand Theft Auto 5. Star Wars direct. Oh, for God's sake, I'm losing the will to live.
No, I said that was bullshit when they used that as an excuse on Padme. Don't start using it on me now.
Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker director Jar Jar Abrams has revealed Episode X features previously unknown force powers that could potentially divide fans. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Abrams vocalized his reasoning for adding these new elements to the Star Wars saga, as he addressed the importance of evolving the franchise to stretch beyond what you've seen before.
Also, Skype through space and projecting people through space is not enough. And Force Ghosts using Force Lightning and so on.
It was really important that we just not redo things that you've seen, but add new elements, which we knew would infuriate some people and thrill others. Then why did you fucking do it? Abrams explained. Adding, among those things are not just a few new ways of doing some sort of traditional must-have sequences, whether it's chases or lightsaber battles or what have you. We wanted to make sure that this picture also showed aspects of the Force in ways that go beyond what you've seen before. Oh, for God's sake, shut. Oh my God. It's just.
Mm-hmm. This is not what we wanted.
In The Last Jedi, we witnessed Rey and Kylo have a fully fledged conversation through the power of their minds. Luke Skywalker projects himself onto Crate in his final confrontation with Kylo and Leia Organa, literally flying through space. However, some fans expressed concern over the advanced capabilities of the Force. 17 new details we learned about the Force in Rise of Skywalker. Okay, that's a slideshow. Abrams acknowledged the difficulty of trying to strike a balance between maintaining some of the classic components and introducing brand new elements to the long-spanning series, as he admitted the fan base is likely to be split on these creative decisions no matter what. Is he just trying to get like a creator credit so that he can make the next video game they come up with, he can get a kickback?
Yes. Yeah, that's how to succeed in Hollywood without having any talent. And that'll be the title of his book in 10 years.
The challenge on this film, being the end of 3 trilogies, was to tell a story that not only feels inevitable, what the fuck does that even mean? But also feels surprising, inevitable. Like oh well, regardless if you want it or not, it's coming.
Like the truck that's gonna hit us all come December 19th. Is it 19th?
Yes. I'm losing the will to live. There are some people who want to not like something. Oh, here we go. We're blaming the fans.
I would love to love it. Give me something that we want to love Star Wars. Suck my dick. We want to love Star Wars. Look at The Mandalorian. It's not even good and people love it.
And they will, without question, find something to not like. And people who want to like it will find things to like. I feel like you get criticized for changing too much. You get criticized for not changing enough. And everyone's opinion is valid, except yours, JJ. As a final note, the filmmaker addressed how he wanted to close the final chapter of the Skywalker saga in such a way that would not only expand the universe, but also create fresh storytelling opportunities. So he's going to leave things open. I can't speak to what it means about the future of Star Wars, Mystery Box, but what I can say is that you don't want to come to this movie to see everything you've seen before, Abrams said. Mystery Box. You want to come to it because you might love certain characters. You want to see more of them. You might come to it because you love Star Wars and what it feels like, what it looks like, what it sounds like. You want to see something that feels like, for God's sake, you want to see something that feels like and what it looks like, sounds like. You want to yada. Come on, I'm losing the will to live here.
I don't want to see a bunch of CGI on screen.
We got a super chat to bring you back to life, Rob.
Okay.
We got 2 or 3.
Nelson Toretto. Fine. Force power theory sucks.
And then we missed a few going back. Yeah. Okay, you're going back.
Rosetta Allen, $5. Tom, you sound tired. Promise me you'll get some rest after this. I feel awful.
I got shenanigans. No, that's all right. That's all right.
And the Kulek. Yeah. Kulek's $2 Australian. Are they even aware that the source was fake? No, they don't care.
That or they don't care. They're the ones who set it up, probably.
Well, anyway, it's Jar Jar, but you want to make sure that you're bringing elements that you feel like expanding the story as this brings it to a close. Mystery Box. It's all Mystery Box bullshit. Mystery Box. It's all fucking Mystery Box. The Mystery Box bullshit.
They're inside you building a monument to compromise.
That's right, Rick.
Here's dessert. Fuck you.
That's right.
I was gonna say you're not wrong. Sorry.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you too. Oh, they got literal Star Wars mystery boxes in stores. That's what the loot boxes are. This whole movie's a loot crate.
And you have to buy the DLC novel to have it make any sense.
Yes, if you buy the novel, then you'll know.
Just stick your novel up your ass, JJ.
Stick your novel up your ass, JJ.
I like this on JSM Outdoors. If you had a dick, it would be bigger than Jar Jar Abrams. Yeah, and it wouldn't be in the middle of my face either. Burn. Or something. Because his nose looks like a dick.
How did it come? How did we get to this point?
Really? And it's not just Star Wars, it's Star Trek and Doctor Who and James Bond and everything.
James Bond in a couple months.
Game of Thrones.
Well, that's the thing. We can only throw the blame at JJ so far. You know, I mean, yes, He deserves a big
It's
chunk.
people going to see these shitty movies. It's like you guys have lowered the standards by accepting the crap like the prequels as good. Sorry, they're not that good.
Well, and it doesn't even. It's even newer than that. It's not just that. That's old. You know, I mean, we were an innocent audience then. Now there's no excuse, and I think we proved with Solo that we're not going to take it anymore. And I like your shirt. It's a valid message. Movies are not mandatory.
No, they make them so that you have to go see them opening day or else you're going to be spoiled. Well, you know what? Spoilers. Go watch the Midnight's Edge video. It's got everything you need to know about what's going to happen in this because they've got it in the fucking trailer now. You know, and anything else that's in there that's not has been copyright struck by Disney because those leaks were true with, you know, the Palpatine and the lightning coming out of his hands, et cetera, et cetera. Like this is the thing that they don't want you to realize is that, you know, we don't have to go see this movie opening day. We can go see something else. We can just stay the crap home. I mean, $20 a person to be insulted. I don't want to pay, you know, do you guys want to pay me $20? I'll use the riding crop and you'll probably get a bigger boner than you go and get insulted by KK.
Seriously. My red hot glowing ass.
Seriously, I'll slap the riding crop for you if you really want to be insulted.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
With that, I think there's no better place than probably kind of bring this to a slow close.
And I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking about like in general. No.
I know.
You know.
No, I know. And we know. We know. Oh, I got a super chat. Yeah,
we do. We got a super chat. We do. Let's see, $5 from this. The first film with DLC was Clue with its
the three endings.
Yeah, actually,
well, at least they put them all on the DVD.
I bought that for Cyber Monday for dirt cheap on Blu-ray. Yeah, and the 3 endings are on it. Yeah. What, Rob?
It has all 3 endings on it.
Yep, that's the only special feature.
I think we need to punch J.J. Abrams a few times.
Now you're just gonna make my nose look like I got a really big dick on it.
Is it really fair to beat up the special kid, though? I mean, that's why I kind of feel bad picking on Alex Kurtzman sometimes.
No. JJ's a lot more clever than Ryan. That's the thing. Ryan was a green idiot. Okay, JJ has gone into this. He's got. Here's the thing: is he knew what he was doing with Star Trek was crap. He even said that to Tarantino. So he couldn't really hate us. You know what I mean? He knew what he was doing. And he knew that he could face this backlash. But he didn't expect it on the scale that they got with Star Wars. Disney didn't. And honestly, you got to remember, he took on this job before The Last Jedi came out. I don't think he would have after, in hindsight. I really don't. What do you guys think before we head out?
I don't know.
I mean, he's not stupid. He's a bad filmmaker. He's a generic filmmaker. He's a paint by the numbers. Just tell me what to do, and I'll give you a bunch of fucking, you know, lens flare in the same shots and scenarios over and over again.
He's a con man. He's an agent con man, is what he feels like to me.
Functionary is what it is.
He's a fucking puppet.
Yeah. He's a functionary, yeah.
But he makes a lot of money. He makes the studios a lot of money, and that's all that fucking matters.
Yeah.
Jar Jar, what's wrong with your face, Abrams? I like that. And with that, I think that's a perfect place to put a cap on this. Check us out. Check some of us out, I think, on Shenanigans on Mary Mayhem's channel. Otherwise, we'll see you all soon. Mecca, tell the folks out there what you got going on next.
I've got my review coming up in a couple hours from Mandalorian. I think I'm going to take a nap.
There you go. That's probably not a bad idea. I envy you.
Got a headache and cold and whatever else is going on.
I have a mystery box here. I'm going to open the mystery box right now that J.J. Abrams has. Okay.
What the fuck?
That's. I mean, it's
I'm not seeing Shenanigans scheduled either. Is she doing it tonight?
Yeah, pretty sure. She just might not have it up yet.
Oh, there it
Which
is.
surprising.
There it is.
Oh, I
Because
was
she
gonna say,
had her
usually
other
she
one.
does. Okay.
Yeah, she scheduled her 5K celebration tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
that's
congrats on
tomorrow.
5K, Mary.
Yeah,
She's
she's not
listening.
doing the other stuff tomorrow. She's doing her celebration. So, yep. So, yeah, and I think Shenanigans starts in an hour, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it looks like it's in an hour from now.
And you know what sucks is I just heard from Uche, who was I sent the link earlier. The observant lineman Uche Noirnary. I can't say his name. From Geeks and Gamers, and he's a former NFL player.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I know nothing of sports ball.
Yeah, but I think you know who he is.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I've seen him. I just don't know anything about sports ball.
Oh yeah, but he's a big, huge Star Wars fan. So
yeah,
I'd love to start reaching out to more musicians who love Star Wars and Star Trek and stuff.
well,
you know?
yeah, I've seen this new guy who's coming on the scene doing a bunch of music interviews, and he doesn't even have that big of a channel. I'm sure he has some kind of connection otherwise, though. But he's now signed on to Vivo. Now they're doing the same thing on his old channel on Vivo, and he just interviews musicians about their songs. It's actually really interesting. So, but anyway, yeah, let's break out of here, Rob. What do you say? Since we got shit to do.
Not a good time.
Okay. All right, everybody. Just remember, be careful when you're crossing the street, because
Rob's got his license.
So Rob's a decent driver.
I got the renewal. I got the renewal form actually, just in the mail. Fuck, man, did a lot of driving when I was out west. I got video actually of the Walmart in my area.
Oh, we also had Sporking News in here at one point, and I must have missed him. I sent the link out to a few people.
Okay,
it must not have been that long ago. I didn't see him in here, so.
Well, the shitty internet I have, so.
Well, you can't see him. Rob.
Yeah, we can't.
But I just saw his message, and I didn't even see him pop in. So, but all right, well, he's going to be on. I think Sporking News is supposed to be on Shenanigans tonight. I think.
Oh, cool.
I don't know. We'll find out. See you then. Take care, everybody. Rob, music.
Yes, everybody, check out our channels. Go, if you haven't subscribed to the Mecca's channel, please subscribe to the Mecca's channel. Subscribe to ours, subscribe to the main channel. Everybody, have yourself a good night. Have yourself a good weekend wherever you are. And we will catch you next time.
Ben Shakira.
I'm Krispy Kreme McDonald's.
How dare you talk to me that way, you third-rate tart? I like big Asian butts, and I cannot lie.